Loading data. If you're going to hand load, you're going to need a good source of data for your loads, powder, bullets. One thing you could do is like what I do is I keep a library of load manuals. I have the Lyman 42nd, 45th, and 46th edition of their hand loading manuals. Cover back to the 1950s or something. And this is good because you have different types of load data. This is published data, more or less verified and reliable. The only problem with the older books is a lot of the components and powders may not be manufactured anymore. And plus there's always newer stuff, newer technology. Another thing I did is I went online, and if you go to load data, www.loaddata.com. You subscribe to this website. I think it's like $35 a year. They send you this binder, and then you can access their database to reloading information just like a loading manual. And actually they have data on there from several different reloading manuals. Most of these manuals cost $25, $35, maybe even more for a current loading manual. And it's like Hornady, Lyman, I don't know who puts them out. There's 3 or 4 companies that put them out. The thing about loaddata.com is you can go on to the specific caliber you want and get resources from different loading data manuals, so you don't have to buy every manual. Plus another neat thing is there's a lot of information in here. All your steps in reloading are covered in these manuals, resizing that. But the thing about this with the binder is you can print out the information that you need, and only the information you need for the different calibers you're reloading, and keep them in a little notebook instead of having these volumes with all kinds of stuff in there. And since we're doing most of these videos on the 7.7 by 58 Japanese, we'll go to that. Now from loaddata.com, and also when you type in the caliber, you type in like 7.7 by 58 millimeter, you'll get more results than if you put 7.7 Japanese, which in a lot of these older loading manuals, you come over here and see, that's what this cartridge was referred to in the old days. 7.7 Japanese will only give you like one result. If you type in the 7.7 by 58 millimeter, you get a lot more loads. And what's nice is they give you all the information you need, overall length, so you can trim your things, your cases, trim length is there, and then and also this is current load data. This is the Hornady Handbook of Cartridge Reloading, 7th and 8th edition. And I also think they gave me, here's another set of another set of load data from another reloading manual. And they have different powders in there. Usually the different powder companies will put it up. So what we got here, and the 2 powders I decided to use, IMR 3031 and 4350. So we go back into the data and we look up our powders. We know what bullet we're going to use. Okay, so we got it here, 3031. It gives you a start load velocity with the bullet we're going to use, which is a newer bullet, which this bullet would not really be in any of the older manuals. And so basically gives you the grains and the velocity. And that's where your chronograph is going to come in, and I'll do some information on the chronograph and IMR 4350. What's also nice is you can make notes on a sheet of paper. I make these notes basically bore diameter, cases, bullet I'm going to use powder, and what I do usually is go from the minimum up close to the maximum in 1 grain increments. And then I write down what I'm going to do, I go and shoot it, and I come back, write the results, I 3-hole punch this, and put it in underneath my load data for this cartridge. It's a pretty good deal. I like this system. I can add notes, I can add other things. If you find load information online, you can print it out and then 3-hole punch it and add it to this, something different. Or you can put information about the cartridge or the gun. Also you can download from forums. So it's kind of a nice idea. But you should have a source of good, reliable loading data. And this is something I've tried and I kind of like it at loaddata.com.